केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
The AI summit is on. The focus is even more on AI, and with this talk of AI boom, jobs.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has one of India's most advanced supercomputing facilities for AI research and teaching. Equipped with world-class facilities, the center drives interdisciplinary research and industry-academia collaboration, preparing students for disruptive AI technologies. Committed to India's global tech leap, Amity is proud to be the knowledge partner at India AI Impact Summit.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहाँ नो टेंशन वहाँ।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला।
The AI summit is on. The focus is even more
On the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
I'll keep it short on this nation's sharpest opinion. There has been a huge setback to Donald J. Trump. His entire plan on tariffs has been torn apart. He's lost everything that he was building for. He's put the Americans in a spot because the US Supreme Court has ruled against his entire tariff plan, which means besides reciprocal tariffs, all tariffs will go. Trump's attempts to punish countries unilaterally on the basis of his whim and fancy, using tariffs as a pure political diplomatic pressure instrument, will have to be re-evaluated. Now, he and his close group are saying that we will, and they have said this, that if the US Supreme Court rules against the tariffs, we'll use some other means to bring them back. But the fact is, there will be a period of uncertainty, and for America, it's going to be a huge loss of face. The politics of America, the geopolitics of America, the lecturing in Europe, in Davos, has been entirely based upon the punitive measure of tariffs. And this has been his game since about a year now, almost, since at least about March, April last year, and the global headline number one has been American tariffs. Ladies and gentlemen, now that this decision has been taken by the US Chief Justice himself, and it is not a divided verdict, it is 6-3. It's not a liberal versus conservative verdict. It is a right versus wrong verdict. And Trump's invoking emergency rules to declare a national emergency if a tariff is not applied is a schema, a method that is now being questioned by the court, which means that what the Supreme Court has said, you use the wrong right clause to do the wrong thing, and hence you misuse the clause. Essentially, this has huge implications on the global economy. You can expect in the capital markets, markets across the world, the entire world of trade globally is on standby tonight, because the whole trade war of Donald Trump has been basis tariffs. You take tariffs away from Trump's governance and you're left with absolutely nothing. It is in these circumstances that this decision of the Supreme Court has huge, major consequences. Without any further ado, I welcome Sohail Seth, who is with us this evening from New York. We have Saurabh Shukla, our Chief Consulting Editor and the Chief of News Mobile from Washington. I see Charles Kupchan, Senior Fellow of the Council of Foreign Relations and Professor at Georgetown, with us from Washington, D.C. So I'll go to you first, Professor Kupchan. Can you hear me, sir? Good evening from India.
Yes, I can.
And good morning to you there. How big is this, and how do you read this?
It's a very big deal, Arnab, particularly in the context of an inflection point in the Trump presidency in which Trump's power has been weakening pretty steadily now for several months, beginning late last year after several elections in which centrist Democrats did well. His approval ratings have sunk to below 40%. You're finally having Republicans stand up and speak out against the president, particularly over this Greenland fiasco. And now you have the Supreme Court coming out and saying your tariffs are illegal. So I think the big picture is one in which Trump's political position continues to weaken. I do expect the Trump team to react by looking to other authorities. This 1977 law empowered the president to, quote unquote, regulate the importation of goods. And the Supreme Court and those who brought the case to the Supreme Court deemed tariffs not to be included. But there are other authorities that the Trump administration will likely now turn to, although it will take some time. So I don't think what we're looking at here is the end of Trump's tariffs policies, the disappearance of all those tariffs that have been imposed since he came to office. There's a pivot that's going to take place. But this is a very significant setback for a president who basically has made tariffs the centerpiece of his second term.
Also, what comes here very strongly, Sohail, and I'd like to come to you next, is the fact that this breaks the entire Trump hyperbole. He goes hyper on everything. And there is a sense of fatigue that is building up. You're in New York. I'm sure you sense a little bit of that as well. Now, how did Trump impose tariffs? By invoking this emergency rule, the Emergency Economic Powers Act. So he basically said if there's a trade deficit, it's a national emergency. If there is fentanyl trafficking, it's a national emergency. If I don't like a particular country, it's a national emergency. If I think the Canadians are talking back to me, it's a national emergency. If the Indians have too much of an independent foreign policy line, it's a national emergency. If I don't like the Mexicans, it's a national emergency. So he used this law indiscriminately every time, and everyone looked helpless. This is going to blow things up, Sohail, right where you are.
So there are three or four things here, and Professor Kupchan will bear me out on this. The president, under the current laws, still has the right to levy trade policies and trade restrictions under executive authority without any impingement or infringement from the Supreme Court. He will try and do that. The big problem here, Arnab, is that his entire appeal to the Americans who are now crying foul on the affordability plank was that tariffs would help bring prices down, it would settle the economy. That's not going to happen. So the problem will be that the markets will be spooked because all your income generation, you were talking about 120, 123 billion coming in, that's going to vanish. Number three, markets hate uncertainty. Countries hate uncertainty. What this is going to cause is uncertainty for a huge amount of time.
Yes.
Because by the time you unravel the tariffs you have already levied, and then if you want to punish countries and levy them through the back door, you will still need a lot of time. And in the process, some of the categories and some of the sectors will get really impacted. But the most important thing is Trump is all about ego. It's all about him, and himself.
Yeah.
This has been a deep blow to his whole narcissistic persona that, oh, I'm infallible and that I will make sure. See, earlier, in some kinds of lawsuits, he would he would abuse the judges, he would do all of that. He can't try that with the Supreme Court. Also, what has happened is that the press and the media is against him. Like if you read the three important newspapers today in New York, whether it's the Journal or the New York Times or the FT, you will observe that all of them said that in case the guy loses in the Supreme Court, there are issues that he might try and sneak some tariffs through the back door. But you have today a weakened president. You don't have a president who can now shout to the world saying, oh, see, I got it done. The I got it done is over. But the most important message for America and Americans is the rule of law still prevails. You may have a bully in office, but the laws of the land will prevail. And I think the Supreme Court under Justice Roberts has done a brilliant job by showing the president his place, that he is subservient to the Constitution and cannot override it.
Now, I want to go to Peter next, but I'd go to a detour to Saurabh, who's in Washington. See, the point I'm interested in, he's not going to respond rationally now. He's an irrational man. I don't want to say more. We are building a good relation with him and we have to tolerate him as long as he's there. But Saurabh, this man is going to now say that I am fighting for Americans and the court is against Americans. He's going to say people of America were exploited. I was trying to save you from exploitation and the Supreme Court is evil. I see him pushed to the wall, going a little berserk. Could he? And his fan base also going berserk. Whenever pushed to a wall, he will use his fan base to create social disharmony.
Arnab, I can tell you one thing, that obviously this has come as a big setback for President Trump. Also, another factor you should not, overlook, which people, my sources here at the White House telling me, $292 billion. What happens to that, the tariff that has been collected? That's a big number, $292 billion, right? That's a big question. If the court ruling is interpreted that US has to refund that, that's a big impact. Third thing, he has been focusing on the midterms. This ruling also comes as a big setback ahead of November midterms, because already, as the professor said rightly, within the Republican Party, there are some people who are questioning the rationale on tariffs. There was a news report which came out that even within the White House, there were some people who had advised the president against levying these tariffs against this authority. Yes, he will use his executive power. He will go to his constituency, but certainly this is a major setback, and also politically, because in the midterms, a lot of these Republican members who face, the entire House has to go, for election.
No, but I think this changes everything.
So that will have a major impact.
This changes everything. See, this hits him directly. No, this hits him. This is not to be technically understood. I'll tell you why. This has the potential of destroying Donald Trump, who at the age of 80, heading towards a midterm, having brought together an absolutely flabbergastingly ridiculous board of peace, wagging his finger at the whole world, abusing and mocking world leaders, he has been rebuked by the Supreme Court to say that you misused executive authority. And unless he goes...
office. It's the abuse
you
of office.
Abused your office. You abused your office.
Criticism.
I don't think the critics are going to spare him. I don't know Warren Buffett's line. I think he pumped in $350 million into the New York Times, I'm told. One of those 3 publications you mentioned. Yeah. I don't think the media is going to spare him. I don't think the people will spare him if he goes wrong either, Peter. What do you think? This could become public. Will his fan base be with him if he goes down?
Arnab, you have to realize he was so unpopular before this. His approval ratings were in the toilet. And then look what he's done recently. This is a major development. The Supreme Court finally stood up to him. They're saying that the Constitution is more important than Trump. But if you look at what's going on lately, he just let the New START treaty expire. He's starting a new nuclear arms race. I'm more concerned that the news is all about Prince Andrew and the Epstein files. Now, Trump is taking a pummeling on this.
Don't tell me this is not the only breaking news story on American big networks. I can't believe you're saying that because it's the biggest headline for us here at the Republic Media Network. I don't believe the American networks could be in such a coma.
It is. Arnab, it's happening.
It has to be huge.
Big headline. Let me finish, because the point I wanted to make is that this makes me even more nervous
Bloomberg, CNBC,
more nervous about Iran. You know, because I'm even more worried that he's likely to go to war against Iran. He always tries to change the subject. He always tries to deflect. And you've got all those armaments in the region already. So this is great for the U.S. Constitution and great for democracy in the United States. But on the global scale, this guy is so unhinged and so dangerous that anything is possible right now.
But even if I look at it this way. Even if he goes ballistic on Iran, right? And short of nuking Iran does anything, but you can never say about this man, he can do whatever he wants. The point is, it's not going to help him on this, Peter.
No, of course not.
On this issue, his goose is cooked. This goose is completely cooked on this. I have Ambassador Manju Seth. She's a very, very senior Indian Foreign Service officer, diplomat. She's been ambassador for India. Ambassador Manju Seth, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Now what happens? Because Trump goes in April to China with what? With no negotiating ability.
He's a very weakened president, no doubt. And he already, as mentioned by the other panelists, his rating, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
His rating has come down. His popularity has come down in the United States itself. I think because the people have been impacted by these tariffs that he has imposed across the board and with different countries. So definitely, when he goes to China, he's again going to go on not from a great position of strength, but this has weakened him definitely. But I'm not sure the way he functions and the way he has been conducting his foreign policy over the months, is something which is totally unpredictable. We don't know what he will do next and how he will try to overcome this, because I think the way he has been finding a way around all his actions and to justify his actions, I think he might just try something, totally unpredictable again to strengthen his position. And as mentioned by other panelists, Iran is a likelihood, some kind of military action, just to divert attention, I think, from all the setbacks and all the problems that are being faced within the United States, the economy, the unemployment figures, and all other aspects of the problems that President Trump is facing, and of course the upcoming midterm elections.
The tariffs on India, Saurabh, this 18% is therefore also gone. I presume. Because 18% was brought in as a punitive tariff. It is part of the same argument that India is very unfair, very big country, very big economy, treating us badly. That's what he keeps saying. You know, so I presume that goes now.
As we speak today, with this judgment,
that should be on our breaking.
Everything is gone. That's what I'm hearing. So that's the reason why I gave you the number of $292 billion.
So my analysis is that 18% likely to go.
In the American system, just hear me out. In the American system, the president has a lot of powers. Obviously, he'll try to salvage it by using something else. But now that the Supreme Court has come up with a judgment of this manner, and courts also go by precedence. So the likelihood of the president trying to get back the entire tariff seems unlikely. He will obviously try to get something done to salvage his reputation. But I see that as a very, very weakened version of the existing tariff regime, which will also, in fact, a lot of people are also saying that this
the 18% tariffs on India is a big news tonight. That should be the basic breaking news ticker and the grid. The 18% tariffs on India are gone. As of now, they are gone. That should be repeatedly put out there. It's not the collected duties facing refunds, which is important. I'd like to go back to the panel having said that. Now, I put the case on India in perspective for all our viewers. It is my understanding and the initial analysis of our team that the 18% tariffs on India goes. That is part of the decision today, which means Trump's bullying is a thing of the past. Some people will then say in India should we have held on for a little longer? Well, it wouldn't have made a difference. It wouldn't have made a difference anyway.
I would say, Arnab.
Charles is coming. Yeah, Charles.
Yeah.
We should not. I think this conversation is too black and white. The tariffs are gone. It's the end of Trump. Trump is a fighter. He's resilient. I think we will see the tariffs come back in some way, shape, or form. We don't know when. We don't know where. We don't know at what level. But I really think it's probably premature to say, well, this phase of the Trump presidency is over. This is a debilitating, irreparable setback. I think we need to wait and see what unfolds in the coming days and weeks. And I agree with what Peter said. When a leader like Trump, it's all about vanity, it's all about him, when he feels cornered, who knows what he would do? And especially if he's cornered on these domestic issues, and we're seeing him really have limited room for maneuver on immigration, on some of his other key domestic priorities, he may lash out. I agree with Peter.
Lash out how, Charles? Lash out how? With all your experience in the world of policy and politics. Lash out how?
Lash out by doing things abroad because he can have more room for maneuver there than doing things at home in domestic policy. What form that takes, we don't know. The one other caveat that I would offer is that it's conceivable to me that Trump may use this decision as an excuse for getting rid of at least some of the tariffs that were not working. In some ways, the tariffs were the most stunning failure, and there were many, of Trump's second term, because what we've seen is not manufacturing jobs come back to the United States. In fact, manufacturing jobs are continuing to disappear. So the average American faces an affordability crisis today that is worse than when Trump came into office.
Trump has now said that he has given a first reaction.
Let's see if he uses this as an opportunity to get rid of some of the tariffs that were simply not working.
This is reported. President Trump commented on the Supreme Court ruling striking down his tariffs while inside the White House breakfast with governors this morning, calling it an absolute disgrace. He said to those gathered that he has a backup plan. And in America, surprisingly, all consumer stocks are spiking and they're doing very well. 75% of the tariffs go because of this ruling. And PK Basu is joining the panel. This is big news. Keep the visuals and graphics going. PK Basu, what goes, what comes? This ruling does not end protectionism. But the fact of the matter is that from an Indian perspective, we are happy right now. I'm more concerned about how he could respond overall. PK Basu, great macroeconomic voice. Your first reaction to this, PK?
Well, the Supreme Court has ruled that under the IEEPA, which gives the president the right to regulate importation, it does not give the president the right to impose tariffs. So he'll have to find other means of imposing tariffs. He'll either have to go to Congress to validate the tariffs that he's imposed, or he'll have to find some other statute under which to impose them. So this basically introduces a huge amount of uncertainty. The Supreme Court is stacked with judges who are conservative, Republican supporting. 3 of them were appointed directly by President Trump himself. So this is a huge surprise. The fact that they voted, that there have been 3 defections from Trump to the other side to deliver a judgment that has gone completely against him is a surprise. It introduces enormous uncertainty into U.S. Import rules. And basically, what it does is that, for the moment at least for, I'd say, perhaps a few weeks, all the tariffs imposed since last April are essentially illegal. And it is possible that some litigants will go and say we need to be
5 minutes?
We need to be compensated for the tariffs that we've already paid. So this, uncertainty is the first outcome. Second is, you've seen that the markets have responded positively because it will certainly be a boost to consumers. Prices of all tariffed products will initially go down. So this is initially a positive, but how positive it is going to be determined by the Trump administration's next response. There are other elements of the U.S. statute book that can be employed to impose tariffs, but perhaps not these discriminatory tariffs that go country by country. It'll be difficult to impose this type of exact tariff regime, and so it's going to be, it introduces a massive amount of uncertainty. That's the first response. The second is that what it does is also that it initially will be a boost to consumers.
Brings down his power.
Prices.
It brings down his power, which Charles spoke about, Peter, also, because now it becomes a political issue in America. Because what the judgment has quoted Article 1, Section 8 of the American Constitution, which specifies that the Congress and the Congress alone shall have the power to levy and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excise, which means the court says that you don't have the power, it's the Congress which decides. This is going to be it's going to truncate him, isn't it, Peter? This is going to really be difficult for him because it goes to Congress.
I agree, Arnab. I think this is extraordinarily consequential when it comes to the economy and consumers in the United States and markets overseas and people around the world. But in the United States, from an American perspective, this is even more consequential in that the Supreme Court has finally stood up against Trump and stood up for the Constitution. Democracy is very, very threatened in the United States right now. The rule of law, the Constitution itself. And Trump has been acting with impunity and asserting emergency powers that he doesn't have in ways that aren't legitimate. And the fact that now, finally, you see some Republicans, as Charles said before, some Republicans starting to stand up to him. We're seeing some media stand up to him. Some of the law firms in the business community. But the Supreme Court before had been a rubber stamp for all of his very dangerous policies. And now they're finally saying that the Constitution is more important than the unitary executive.
I can tell you the media in Washington is going to have a very busy weekend. We'll analyze this. I thank you, gentlemen, for coming on very short notice to this breaking news story. And Trump calls that a disgrace. Let me, moving on to the next story, tell you what's a disgrace here in India. What Rahul Gandhi has done, predictably, is a disgrace. Rahul Gandhi sent 10 people and told them to take off their clothes and go to the Global AI Summit because he wanted some negative publicity for India. He did what is being described as a banyan yatra, and it has backfired. And how? Here's what happened.
The India AI Impact Summit. A moment of collective pride for India. With the world's AI pioneers on stage, Sam Altman, Dario Amodei, Sundar Pichai among hundreds of others. It's a packed house, but some clowns managed to slip in. These are Congress workers who walked in with a QR code, which means they planned it days in advance. Count them on the screen. There are over 10 of them seen in this video. They conspired to be here to try and tarnish the AI summit. In this video, public is seen reminding them that this was about India's reputation.
You are compromised. You are destroying your reputation. Destroying your reputation. Destroying your reputation. It's our reputation. You are compromised.
This picture shows the conspiracy. Rahul Gandhi was earlier seen with Narasimha Yadav, one of the main organizers of the Banyan protest. His Bharat Yatra picture is proof of the Banyan Yatra they attempted at Bharat Mandapam.
Youth Congress ने protest किया तो Youth Congress का idea boss.
Who gave the go ahead?
Our volunteers gave the go ahead. They are independent body. We Youth Congress. All the Youth Congress stood by them. हम उनके साथ हैं और हम एक साथ हैं और हम उनके लिए हम सब ने go ahead दिया.
Sir, so what kind of image will this Banyan protest will send across the international platform?
आपको क्या लगता है?
आप बताइए सर.
प्रोटेस्ट हो रहा है इसमें जैसे ये तो नथिंग इसमें डिबेट करने वाली क्या बात है. ऐसा दुनिया में पहला प्रोटेस्ट तो नहीं हुआ है. बहुत से देशों में यहाँ डेमोक्रेसी है, वहाँ होता है, यहाँ भी हुआ है.
The Congress has admitted that it planned to harm India's reputation.
मैं राहुल गांधी जी के पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने जो भद्दी हरकत की है उसकी घोर निंदा करता हूं. ये कांग्रेस का अहंकार और साथ साथ उनकी निराशा का प्रतीक है.
There's national shock and anger against Congress. But Rahul's desperation is understandable. Watch this sequence of his mood in Lucknow this morning.
सर राहुल जी जनरल नरवणे ने कहा है कि वो आप गलत कह रहे हैं. राहुल जी जनरल नरवणे ने कहा कि आप गलत कह रहे हैं. राहुल जी जनरल नरवणे ने कहा कि आप गलत कह रहे हैं. भारत की जमीन पर कब्जा नहीं हुआ. राहुल जी जनरल नरवणे ने कहा कि आप गलत कह रहे हैं, गलत आर्टिकल का हवाला दे रहे हैं. भारत की जमीन पर कब्जा नहीं कर रहे हैं. राहुल जी जनरल नरवणे ने कहा कि अज्ञात सूत्रों का हवाला दे रहे हैं. भारत की जमीन पर कब्जा नहीं हुआ है. राहुल जी क्या कहेंगे? जनरल नरवणे ने कहा है कि आपने अज्ञात सूत्रों का हवाला दिया है. भारत की जमीन पर कब्जा नहीं हुआ है. सर ट्रम्प सेड दैट ही सेव्ड द वॉर वंस अगेन. सर राहुल सर ट्रम्प वंस अगेन सेड दैट ही सेव्ड द वॉर. राहुल जी क्या कहेंगे? जनरल नरवणे ने कहा है कि अज्ञात सूत्रों का हवाला दिया है आपने. भारत की जमीन पर कब्जा नहीं हुआ. राहुल जी राहुल जी क्या कहेंगे? राहुल जी क्या आपने गलत कहा था? राहुल जी क्या आपने गलत कहा था? जनरल नरवणे का अज्ञात सूत्रों का हवाला?
This was 12 hours after General Naravane exposed Rahul Gandhi's lies on Republic.
Especially about the statement that you have already given that not an inch of Indian land had been taken by the Chinese. Do you still maintain that?
I think you should ask a reverse question to the Chinese, that have they occupied any Indian land? And answer to that question, I think, will satisfy all those who have any doubts on this matter.
For a party that has egg on its face over the Naravane issue, did Rahul Gandhi plan the Banyan Yatra to divert attention from the Republic interview that ended up exposing him?
There's nothing to defend. Abbas Haider, starting with you, please. Jyotsna, welcome. Sanju, welcome. Pankaj, welcome. Abbas Haider, I'm sure you're not going to defend the Banyan Circus.
Well, Arnab, I've always believed that Mr. Modi is the best event manager in the country, but this time he has disappointed me. I don't believe that, what the Youth Congress worker has done, this was not the right place to protest. But at the same time, the Bharatiya Janata Party was taking out Commonwealth Game Yatra on 22nd October 2010. What fiasco this event has been, we have all seen.
How has it been a fiasco? 1 minute. We had Sam Altman from OpenAI, Sundar Pichai from Google, Dario Amodei from Anthropic, Shantanu Narayan from Adobe, Jan LeCun from Meta AI, Demis Hassabis from Google DeepMind. I think it's been a fantastic success. You don't want to discuss Sarvam AI, you want to do a Banyan Yatra, that is your choice. Sanju is responding. Sanju.
Thank you. Arnab, I just very quickly want to say one thing. Rahul Gandhi's Congress party has lost its shirt, and Rahul Gandhi's retainers are going shirtless, and Rahul Gandhi is presiding over a bunch of streakers who've decided to humiliate India at a global stage. But no, it's not going to happen because, as Arnab said, AI Impact Summit of 2026 has been a resounding success. Mr. Haider, I did not heckle you, please. I'll just add to what Arnab said very quickly and then you can rebut me. 41 global CEOs, 2.5 lakh visitors, 118 countries, 67 ministerial delegations.
Lost the audio. She's back.
$25 billion plus.
Jyotsna, I bring you in because I lost Sanju's audio. Jyotsna, you can take over from there.
Arnabji, first of all, I don't even know what term to coin about this, because it is not a protest. I'm sorry, it is not at all a protest. It is, I think, an attempt to sabotage the country's moment on the world stage. That's what I see here. Because nobody has the right to do that. Forget about being in the opposition or forget about being in the, government or whatnot. But nobody has the right to do that, no. On a global platform, where the country is showcasing its strength, where the country is showcasing the progress, why are they doing this? I don't really understand. And on top of it, they support this. Congress supports this. I don't really understand what's wrong with them. अरे इतना क्यों hatred है अर्नब जी इनको देश पे? क्यों है? I really don't understand why. Sir, this is not protest. Absolutely. Whoever is defending Congress on this, I think you have to, think again. So this is not protest. They already have done so much of the things, they go outside of the country and talk bad about the country. They support people who talk bad about the country. But still, is this what you do? Is this what you do when the entire global platform... Sir, one second. इतना तो लाज रखिएगा सर कि एक जगह जहाँ पे इतनी बड़ी एक प्रोग्रेस अपने कंट्री का हम लोग दिखा रहे हैं.
क्या प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है? टॉम ऑल्टमैन इज मॉकिंग द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. He is just bothered about his photo opportunity. You know what Rishi Sunak has talked about? Today what
Sir,
he
one
was
second.
saying at the
Kuch
summit
bhi, kuch
about
bhi.
the
You
Delhi
hate Modi
traffic,
ji.
it
You
was
hate
just
our
poor
government. Fine.
management by
Fine.
the government.
You hate Modi ji.
Nothing more than
Yes, I
that.
accept.
You are showcasing
Accept.
Chinese product and Korean product in the
Modi ji se
Indian AI
problem hai,
summit
theek hai.
by the
Magar ye
taxpayers'
kya
money.
hai?
I'm
You're
sorry, that is your
organizing
mentality.
events, and China is taking the limelight.
Hyder
This
ji,
is what you have
देश
been
से
doing.
क्या problem
You
है
are
आपको ये
showcasing-
बताइए?
You are showcasing cashless
Sir,
economy
one
of
second.
our
Answer my
country,
question.
and the only
Sir,
cash is
answer my
accepted in the
question.
food.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Answer my
Do you know that,
question.
madam?
What is your problem
Only
with the
cash
country?
is accepted there.
Tell me
And
that
you are
first.
showcasing a
What is
cashless
your problem
economy.
with the country?
Madam,
What is your problem with the country?
Why-
You have a
why-
problem
Lines
with
will have
Modi
to
ji?
be open
Go and
because
fight with
people
them.
are angry.
You have a problem
Lines-
with Modi ji? Go and
lines
fight
will
with
have to
them.
be open.
When
What's
they
your
were
problem with the
protesting
country?
against the
No.
Commonwealth Games, before
Lines will have to be open. The Banyan circus has been too much. I want to know. I want to know. Okay, Sanju's coming back. I think I got her audio back.
It
Sanju.
turned out to be a fiasco. You are projecting
Sanju and
telling that it is our innovation. You know the biggest
calls are going to be
innovator
open. Give it 2 minutes.
जो हमारे देश
This
के
is not
सबसे बड़े
done.
इनोवेटर हैं, the biggest
Can I
innovator is
please
Mr.
come in,
Prime
Arnab?
Minister. उनके दो innovation.
One minute, Abbas, now you had your say. She's back. She's got a bad audio link. Keep quiet for a minute. You're the other side, Sanju.
के पिला देते, पेटेंट करा लेते, तो
No,
शायद
you have to give me time to speak. I don't want to be heckled by this guy.
आपका बता रडार आप
Abbas,
रडार के
Hyder,
पेटेंट ले आते,
can you please calm down?
कैसे बचेंगे?
Can you calm
इसका
down?
पेटेंट करा के दिखाते नहीं है समिट.
Know that you don't like Narendra Modi, but please calm down. Arnab, I just have this to say, and let me repeat because I think there was a glitch with my audio. AI Impact Summit under Narendra Modi has been a roaring success. I repeat, in 30 seconds I will be done. More than 41 global CEOs, more than 25 heads of state, more than 67 ministerial delegations, more than 118 countries, more than 2.5 lakh delegates, more than 700 startups, and guess what? More than $375 billion were committed. Sam Altman has said he commits $100 billion in partnership with TCS. Reliance Jio, $110 billion. You have Sundar Pichai who says another $15 billion. Microsoft, $50 billion. Adani Group says $100 billion. So on and so forth. Even Vinod Khosla, co-founder of Sun Microsystems, says $27 billion. You have Sam Altman saying India's AI energy is unmatched. You have UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres saying India's AI outreach is unmatched. You have Sundar Pichai of Google saying Narendra Modi is the only world leader talking about ethical AI. You have Kristalina Georgieva, the MD of IMF, saying India is the only country which is democratizing AI. And then you have Dario Amodei
These global
of
leaders are
Anthropic
here
saying
to sell their product.
AI skill penetration is unmatched. I want to just say one thing. We are today number 3 in AI vibrancy, number 2 in AI skill penetration, and our AI talent concentration has risen by 252% since 2016. Before Pankaj Sharma ji starts, I just want to end with one point. To all the Swati Chaturvedis, Arfa Khanum Sherwanis and Rohini Singhs who've been gloating about Galgotias, don't forget Emmanuel Macron of France said, what Narendra Modi has done in the last 11 and a half years, no country has been able to do. Our UPI is a roaring success. Do you know something or not? The UPI transaction value was 0.6 lakh crore in 2017. Today it is 328 lakh crore. That's a 547 times jump. 547 times jump. Can you beat that? Narendra Modi marries grand vision with seamless execution. और ये जो राहुल गांधी के लंगोटिया दोस्त हैं, who was streaking naked, who was shirtless, shame on you. Rahul Gandhi, shame on you. Pawan Khera, shame on you. Jairam Ramesh, shame on you. Supriya Srinath, shame on you. Jobless YouTubers supporting Darbari ecosystem, shame on you. And those YouTubers masquerading as political analysts, shame on you. And this has nothing to do with Pankaj Sharma ji. I respect him. आप बोलिए सर अभी क्या आप सपोर्ट करते हैं जो आज हुआ?
वो नहीं करते actually. He's broken ranks.
Let me make it clear that these agitated youngsters could have adopted some.
They don't look like youngsters to me.
I mean, they could have adopted some better
Rahul
way of
Gandhi is becoming
expressing
senior citizen in 3 years. Maybe you call him a youngster also. नहीं youngster नहीं कौन की youngster है? This is like calling Kanhaiya Kumar a student.
But these youngsters,
firstly, they are very unfit also.
Into inverted comma, they have every right of a peaceful protest. If anyone is fed up,
how is this a peaceful protest? Pankaj, I'll tell you, just to intervene, I'll tell you, intervene, take these pictures full frame, where, you know, people are fed up. हिंदी में जैसे कहते हैं, जूते पड़ रहे हैं कांग्रेस वालों को, क्योंकि people are angry. जूते पड़ रहे हैं कांग्रेस वालों को because after this goes on, a man with a backpack is seen trying to snatch the t-shirts from the Congress workers. There's a verbal altercation. The people come and physically remove these Congress walas. The people, one of them starts thrashing him, saying बहुत कुछ ज़्यादा हो रहा है. So you know, Congress people are being hated, Pankaj.
People are fed up with the overall conduct of the ruling dispensation in last more than 11 years. So there is nothing wrong in raising the voice. Every citizen should actually be duty bound to raise the issues of utmost public importance, even during the Global AI Summit. Why not? Despite the fact that AI Global Summit was a hugely mismanaged photo op event, and in reality a highly swollen balloon.
No, it was not a Photoshop event. We got more than $375 billion worth of investments, Pankaj ji. Lagbhag 500.
I have also heard all this blah, blah, blah. These young people were not protesting against the artificial intelligence or AI summit. They were protesting against the artificiality of the ruling dispensation, the superficiality with which the things are being dealt by our government for the last more than a decade.
Shirtless. Is this the way to protest? आप अपनी बनियान में शर्ट उतार कर आप प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, ये कोई तरीका है? सभ्य समाज में ये प्रोटेस्ट करने का कौन सा तरीका है? बताइए.
BJP walas also have protested. Shirtless protests were there by BJP walas in public and even in the assemblies. So this is nothing new.
Two wrongs make a right? Are you saying two wrongs make a right? Are you saying बीजेपी जो करेगी कांग्रेस वही करेगी? बीजेपी के नक्शे कदम पर आप चल रहे हैं, मुझे जानकर खुशी हुई. But BJP is also about grand vision. BJP is also about seamless execution. BJP is also about Narendra Modi's leadership. नरेंद्र मोदी की लीडरशिप को क्यों इमिटेट नहीं करते राहुल गांधी? जब देखो सैर सपाटे के लिए चले जाते हैं, कभी मलेशिया, कभी वियतनाम, कभी म्यांमार, कभी मस्कट, कभी इटली, कभी जर्मनी. इज ही अ सीरियस पॉलिटिशियन और इज ही अ किंडरगार्टनर? नर्सरी के बच्चों में भी ज्यादा आईक्यू होती है और तमीज होती है. पंकज शर्मा जी,
with Rahul ji is too much. See, these people, these youngsters, they I think wanted to make a point that on the one hand we are entering into an ambitious era of AI, and on the other hand there is serious need to focus on the contradictions such as the problems of unemployment. 80 crore people are compelled
India on a global stage
to feed themselves on free rations. This is also a ground situation.
Why do you hate India so much? In your hatred for Narendra Modi, you have started hating India. You have started hating the fact that we are the world's fourth largest global economy. You've started hating the fact that we have the world's fifth largest stock market.
Nobody hates India. And Narendra Bhai Modi, please, Narendra Bhai Modi is not India. He is not the nation. Nobody hates him also. I mean, if there are questions on his conduct, on his policies, on his the way he deals with the things, it should not be taken as people are.
पंकज जी, मेरा एक प्रश्न है पंकज जी आपसे. सर, मेरा एक प्रश्न है आपसे. Sir, I'm a professor. I teach engineering students. Okay, I was also a placement officer, and I dealt with how to employ students, improving their employability, capability, and everything, sir. I'll tell you a small thing, sir. अगर आप इन लोगों को यंगस्टर्स बोल रहे हो, राइट, आई एक्सेप्ट योर पॉइंट. मैं अर्नब जी से भी यहाँ पे डिफर करती हूँ. सर, दे आर यंगस्टर्स. आपको ये लगता है सर, इनका ये जो रवैया है, इनका आज का ये जो एटीट्यूड एंड व्हाटएवर हाउ दे हैव कैरीड देमसेल्व्स, Will it help them in their career, sir? Do you really think so? It will help them in their career? Do you really think so? Sir, और एक और चीज है पंकज जी, आपको कौन से एंगल से ये डेमोक्रेटिक डिसेंट लगता है पंकज जी? प्लीज बताइए. Sir, do you really feel? Sir, this is absolutely not, democratic dissent. It is political obstructionism of the lowest order.
It was
I'm sorry.
Peaceful. It was
and
a
it is
democratic
deeply
dissent.
embarrassing.
It was totally peaceful.
Sir, sir, don't support for the sake of supporting. आपको ये लगता है जहां पे भी एक इवेंट हो रहा है, उस इवेंट में यंगस्टर्स के नाम पे ये लोग आके ऐसा एक एम्बैरेसिंग सिचुएशन क्रिएट कर रहे हैं फॉर द कंट्री. Forget about Modi ji, forget about you and
can I say one thing?
Forget about Arnab ji.
Can I say one thing?
Sir,
can I say one thing? The only thing is, viewers, and I'm opening up lines here. Rahul Gandhi must have a pea-sized brain. Rahul Gandhi has a pea-sized brain. Let me complete. Shazia, listen to me. Sanju.
Rahul Gandhi has a problem with India. Rahul Gandhi has a problem with Indians who celebrate our progress. I want to ask Pawan Khera. I want to ask Jairam Ramesh. Do you endorse this kind of gundagardi?
What we've seen today, nobody does. I go to but nobody does. But I want to put this in perspective. If I was a newspaper editor, which I initially wanted to be, I would have written the following headline. हिंदी में मैं कहता, राहुल गांधी ने 10 अधेड़ उम्र के लोगों को टॉपलेस होने का डायरेक्शन दिया. In other words, Rahul Gandhi tells 10 middle-aged men to go topless at a global event. Venkat is calling from Hyderabad. All senior,
Hi Arnab, you can hear me?
Loud and clear,
Yeah. Good evening, Arnab. Good evening, Namaste, Bharat.
Namaste.
I have been hearing a lot of people saying that Congress is shameless. You can say somebody is shameless if they have shame.
That's
true. The people who are supporting them and saying that these are youngsters is a complete, either they must be blind.
There are 10 unfit middle-aged men going topless.
If Rahul Gandhi is 57, these guys must be around 52, 53, and they should be arrested. And
they all look like 50 plus, and they are not. The point is, Venkat, this isn't funny anymore. Uni Krishnan from Cochin tonight. Uni Krishnan.
The point is that I am from a state where this Rahul Gandhi has lots of supporters due to demographic reasons. Okay. What we understand from this guy is that he's a born enemy of this country. He speaks in the language of Pakistan. He speaks in the language of China. And we do remember many instances where some big thing is happening in this country. He will defend this country. I am remembering the old agitation by the farmers when some big thing was happening in India. And he has no commitment and love to this motherland. And in Ramayana, we say that Janani Janmabhumi Sargadabhi Gariyasi. Mother and motherland is more than anything in this life. For that, somebody has to read Ramayana. He never has read it. And because he lacks patriotism, he is a born enemy of this country. He wants to defend this country, destroy this country. And I am wondering that he was an MP for the last 10 years when UPA 1 and 2 was in regime. He never was willing to join as a cabinet minister and learn how to administer this country. He was enjoying life. Now he is into a total destruction activity. So we are all scared of this kind of people coming in the opposition. That's what I want to share with you at this point.
Absolutely. Rajiv from Gurugram. From Gurugram on the Banyan circus of Rahul Gandhi.
Arnab, Namaskar, Bharat.
Namaskar, Rajiv ji.
This is not the Gen Z, which is being shown by the so-called Congress. And they are not youngsters. They're all middle-aged people.
Yeah.
It was a frustration coming out of Congress. And the person representing on your debate, he goes on the back foot, then he again comes back and says, they don't hate Modi. Hundreds of abuses have been hurled at Modi, and this is an abuse against the country.
This is very sad.
Nothing else. It is just the frustration of not being in power.
No, you know, they are also diverting attention from something else. Yesterday, General Naravane gave an interview in which he contradicted Rahul Gandhi. You heard that, Sanju? They had...
Yes. Arnab, I think it was after Republic's interview that Rahul Gandhi lost his marbles.
Yeah.
General Naravane on Republic clearly said, not an inch of land has been ceded to the Chinese. We looked at China in the eye. We called out the bluff of the bully. And
So that's why Rahul Gandhi decided to do this.
He sets his goons
Correct.
to go and create a tamasha
Become topless.
at the AI summit.
Yeah. So
Rahul Gandhi asked his shirtless goons to create tamasha and behave like roadside mawalis at the AI summit. क्या आपको भारत से इतनी घृणा है? आपको भारत से इतनी घृणा आती है कि आप एक AI summit was not about BJP. AI summit was about India.
First of all,
AI summit was about Indian entrepreneurs. AI summit was about Indian innovation.
All about.
AI summit was
okay,
about
I'll have to close at that point, ladies and gentlemen. We have breaking news coming in. Sometime after the break, one of my colleagues will bring Jeffrey Sachs live to you. And viewers, big story, Trump gets a setback. Rahul makes a fool of himself. Congress is on the run. The Congress has lost its shirt. See you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has one of India's most advanced supercomputing facilities for AI research and teaching. Equipped with world-class facilities, the center drives interdisciplinary research and industry-academia collaboration, preparing students for disruptive AI technologies. Committed to India's global tech leap, Amity is proud to be the knowledge partner at India AI Impact Summit.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड। दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
The AI summit is on. The focus is even more on AI, and with this talk of AI boom, jobs going.
Amity has one of India's most advanced supercomputing facilities for AI research and teaching. Equipped with world-class facilities, the center drives interdisciplinary research and industry-academia collaboration, preparing students for disruptive AI technologies. Committed to India's global tech leap, Amity is proud to be the knowledge partner at India AI Impact Summit.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा और मसाला।
Sir, what about safety from fire? केबल कौन सा लगाया है?
अरे केबल का क्या है, कोई भी चलता है।
यही चलता है, बाद में जलता है। 90% of the electrical fires are caused due to short circuit. Give lot of importance to consider fire safe cable. Ignamo, the fire safe cables from Ravel. Remember, business is safe if your cable is fire safe.
R Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
The AI summit is on. The focus is even more on AI, and with this talk of AI boom, jobs going.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
Amity has one of India's most advanced supercomputing facilities for AI research and teaching. Equipped with world-class facilities, the center drives interdisciplinary research and industry-academia collaboration, preparing students for disruptive AI technologies. Committed to India's global tech leap, Amity is proud to be the knowledge partner at India AI Impact Summit.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी, MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना। लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहाँ नो टेंशन वहाँ।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
R Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
The AI summit is on. The focus is even more on AI, and with this talk of AI boom, jobs going. Vinod Khosla has made a comment which has created further panic in a panic-stricken environment. In my view, not necessary. He's a well-known tech billionaire and venture capitalist. He says IT and BPO services will completely disappear over the next 5 years. And then he says something as prophetic as all jobs will disappear in 50 years. Now, this is not an offhand remark. Vinod Khosla is the founder of Khosla Ventures, established 2004, deep investments in AI, sustainability, medicine, and other technologies. He was also an early backer of OpenAI, and he made a lot of money there. In other
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, Rahul Gandhi is running and running and running from Republic. He's done a Dora Dora Bhaga Bhaga Sa all day after being exposed by General Naravane. Shame on the Congress party, shame on Rahul Gandhi. Shame on Rahul Gandhi for organizing a banyan circus at the Global AI Impact Summit. Today's been a very, very, very bad day for Rahul Gandhi because all day he's running away because yesterday General Naravane exposed him and General Naravane said that how can you take an article seriously in a magazine which has unnamed sources. When asked whether Rahul Gandhi saying that he felt very lonely and all alone during Operation Galwan, he dismissed it saying anyone can say anything, ladies and gentlemen. So General Naravane exposed him and today Rahul Gandhi had a really bad day because wherever he went, you had Republic reporters asking him for reactions and he ran away all day from Republic. Our special correspondent Adarsh in Uttar Pradesh, Anirudh in Assam, questioned Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra about General Naravane exposing their lies on matters of national security. Priyanka Vadra particularly dodged all attempts at answering questions. She kept her lips sealed as the crowd followed her. Our reporter was relentless in his efforts to get an answer from her. She said, no comment, no comment, no comment, that's all, that's all, that's all. Ladies and gentlemen, what did the reporter ask Priyanka? She kept running. Look there, keeps running. When asked, General Naravane has slammed Rahul Gandhi's comments with the Congress party apologized, she runs away. That's all, no comment, she says. Now let's take the sequence with Rahul Gandhi. The reporter can be heard asking. Rahul Gandhi, General Naravane कह रहे हैं कि गलत आर्टिकल का हवाला दे रहे हैं. भारत की ज़मीन पर चाइनीज़ का कब्जा नहीं हुआ है. This question was repeatedly asked and Rahul Gandhi kept running. At one point he erupts, irritated and annoyed, and he gets physical as usual because Rahul Gandhi has a temper problem, ladies and gentlemen. We all know that. He lashes out at his own security, who's trying to guide him by his arm. The reporter of Republic is relentless in his pursuit of getting an answer again. As he repeats, General Naravane कह रहे हैं कि गलत आर्टिकल का हवाला दिया जा रहा है. भारत के ज़मीन पर चाइनीज़ का कब्जा नहीं हुआ है. Rahul Gandhi is then drinking for a bottle of water. He's drinking a bottle of water. He's going away. And then Rahul Gandhi is asked again by a reporter, Adarsh, and he goes back into the safety of his car. Today was a very bad day for Rahul Gandhi because like Priyanka, he was slithering away from Republic reporters' questions across multiple locations. And it is unsurprising, ladies and gentlemen, unsurprising that they had no courage to face our reporter. Of course, Rahul Gandhi has no courage to face me. Rahul Gandhi cannot face my reporter. Rahul Gandhi cannot face Republic. Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi can never face Republic. My chair is always waiting for you, Rahul. You know what happened to you last time you sat on that chair. Ladies and gentlemen, today is also a clear day which shows that the #1 political headline and agenda has been set by India's #1 network, while the rest of the Lutyens media tried their hardest to play catch-up. The Congress party was forced to respond. They claimed we are twisting General Naravane's words. They say, no, Rahul Gandhi has not been exposed by General Naravane. And that's a defensive Congress. That's a very, very defensive reply. And what can you say about Pawan Kheda anyway? He lost another case today versus me. He had to back off. He tried to file a case against me about what I said about a Congress party representative and a building in Turkey. And today, after 5 hearings, he withdrew the case, slinked away. And that's the reason, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm very happy. Rahul Gandhi is very sad because we won another legal case against Republic, for which I'm ever grateful to our fantastic legal team. We have the best legal team in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think, however, that the Congress party has a right to run away. They cannot do this Doda Doda Bhaga Bhaga Sa sequence anymore because they are doing Doda Doda Bhaga Bhaga Sa after making a grave national security allegation in the name of the former army chief who has now contradicted them. They cannot run away because they are dead silent after General Naravane refused to validate the unnamed source article that Rahul Gandhi amplified. And they are dodging Republic after General Naravane says you can say anything, distancing themselves completely from the narrative that Rahul Gandhi was trying to build. And now Rahul Gandhi is clipping his lips and zipping his lips after invoking the unpublished book to suggest Chinese occupation of Indian territory, which General Naravane has denied. And ladies and gentlemen, they are avoiding any direct answer over the issue that they raised. And my question to